my right? Obviously, this is a big, big fight. How did it all come together?
Canelo wanting to fight the very best, and Canelo Alvarez is the best middleweight on the planet today, and Canelo wanted to fight the second best middleweight on the planet today, and that's Daniel Jacobs. And when you have champion versus champion, when you have fighters who are willing to fight each other, you get these types of fights. May 4th, somebody told me it's guaranteed we're gonna see fireworks.
And now how about from Matchroom Boxing? What are your thoughts? I was gonna say Eddie Hearn, but he's not here. You're much better looking than Eddie Hearn, by the way. We appreciate you being here today. Let's talk now about the Daniel Jacobs side of the story. How important is this fight for Jacobs and his legacy going forward?
Thank you for your kind words.
Yes, it's Frank Smith, by the way.
Yeah, obviously this is a huge fight for Danny Jacobs' career. You have to respect both of these fighters, that they've wanted to go in there, fight the best, 1 and 2. But I believe, and we all truly believe, that on Saturday, the 4th of May, Daniel Jacobs will unify all of those belts, and he will do what only one person has done to Canelo. He will win that fight, and he'll take home those belts, and he'll solidify his legacy as one of the best fighters that's ever existed.
You know, Eddie Hearn said that he could see some fear in Oscar De La Hoya's eyes after this fight was made. Maybe they jumped in a little too deep than they thought. What do you think? Is Daniel Jacobs maybe a little better than they're giving him credit for?
I'm sure they haven't underestimated Danny at all, but you know, as I say, we believe Danny's going to go in there, do the job. Oscar doesn't look too concerned, but on the 5th of May when he wakes up and he doesn't have the world champion, you know, it'll be interesting.
Richard Stern from the Las Vegas Sports and Entertainment. How big of a fight is this for Las Vegas on May the 4th at the T-Mobile Arena?
Tremendously excited. Looking forward to this. It's going to be a great, great event. Thank you.
Awesome. How about Checo Reynoso's with us here tonight? You've known Canelo since he was a little boy, and now he's fighting on these massive, massive fights. How has he changed over the years?
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes, Los Ángeles.
Good afternoon, LA.
Sí, efectivamente yo conocí a Canelo desde que era un niño, pero un niño muy fuerte. Ahora es un hombre completo y es un gran boxeador y es un gran campeón.
Yes, precisely. I met him when he was a little boy, but today he's a great man and a complete fighter.
At what point in his career did you determine that he was going to be the superstar that he has become?
Desde que Saúl cruzó el gimnasio, sabíamos que algo iba a pasar, algo grande. Y desde que hizo su debut como profesional, hace 14 años, empezó a escribir una gran historia y la sigue escribiendo. Y cuando termine su carrera, van a saber quién fue el Canelo Álvarez.
From the moment he set foot in the gym, we knew there was something special. But when he debuted, we knew it was going to be great. And the day he retires, the people will always remember one of the greatest fighters that ever set foot in a ring.
Keith Conley, you know Daniel Jacobs for a long time. He's obviously overcome so much adversity in his life. Did you ever expect him to be where he is today?
It's pretty funny because I heard a reporter ask Danny if this is a surreal moment that he got this big fight, and the truth is, we've been talking about this moment for 15 years. This moment's way overdue for Danny. He's at a point in his life where I think he's mentally matured, that we're taking the fight at the right time, and I have zero doubt that on May 4th he becomes a lineal middleweight champion, and I'll go as far as to guarantee victory May 4th.
A guaranteed victory from the manager of Daniel Jacobs. Now let's hear from, we're going to find out who the better boxer is. There's no doubt who the smartest man is here today. He's only 30 years old, but he runs DAZN's United States operations. Please give it up to the man with the best hair here today, Joe Markovsky. What does this fight mean for DAZN and for these two fighters?
I'll start by thanking you for your relentless, lovely comments introduced me this week. I really
I'd like a
appreciate it.
raise. I work for DAZN, so I could use a raise, but keep going.
Look, for us, it's Oscar mentioned champion versus champion. I think in Canelo Alvarez, you have a global superstar, and in Danny Jacobs, you have a New Yorker with a story that's really fit for the history books, and we're just deeply honoured and proud to be exclusively broadcasting it here in the United States. I think fireworks are guaranteed. I won't go as far to guarantee victory for either man, but from our perspective, it's a fantastic showdown, and the only thing missing from it is a pay-per-view price tag, and we're very proud to be delivering that for the fans come May the 4th in Las Vegas.
How does this business model work? We know with all the pay-per-view fights coming up from other organizations, you pay $89, $99. How does DAZN make money when it's just one low price per month and you pay this man for 11 fights $365 million?
Because we recognise the long-term value of boxing in this country. We recognise the passion that fans have for it, and we're making significant investment long-term for the good of the sport and for the good of its fans. And we'll worry about the business model, but we're really proud to be delivering it to the fans come May the 4th in Las Vegas and everywhere across the country.
And Oscar, why did you decide to sign with DAZN with Canelo? And obviously you could rule the pay-per-view roost if you wanted to.
Well, it was a decision collectively by the whole team. Canelo loves his fans, he cares about his fans. As we do in Golden Boy Promotions, we want the best fights to happen. You don't have to pay $80, $90 anymore for a pay-per-view. If Canelo decides to fight 3 times, you're not gonna have to pay $270 for a pay-per-view that year. You only have to pay $9.99 a month to watch Canelo Alvarez, Anthony Joshua. And let me tell you why DAZN is so great. Because they care about the fans. That's the bottom line. You can get 100+ fights on DAZN. Globally, the best fights from Europe, the best fights from the US. You have Anthony Joshua who's fighting in June. You have the huge major fight with Canelo and Jacobs, Cinco de Mayo, which I call Cinco de Drinko, right? But let me tell you why this fight is so important. Because you have 2 warriors, you have 2 gladiators who don't have a quit in their game. I remember Daniel Jacobs since his first very fight, okay? Having to survive cancer, having to come back and win 2 world titles. You think anything's gonna stop him? You think that when he sees Canelo in the middle of the ring, he's gonna be scared and have fear? No. And then you have Canelo. When he was born, there was no fear in him. Since he was born, Canelo faces everybody, he faces anybody, and come Cinco de Mayo weekend, champion versus champion, I guarantee you this is going to be the fight of the year.
Let's hear now from Canelo's trainer, Eddie Reynoso. Eddie, what's the game plan to beat someone like Daniel Jacobs?
Hacer una gran preparación, estamos enfrente a un gran peleador, un gran ponchador, tiene bastantes cualidades.
Well, to make a great preparation during camp, because in front of us we have a great fighter, tremendous abilities.
Pero al final la experiencia que tenemos nosotros de haber enfrentado ya 3 ex campeones y campeones mundiales.
But the experience of having faced all the fighters out there, all the top levels, all the former world champions and current world champions.
Y pasar por el mejor momento de su carrera, yo creo que eso va a ser la gran diferencia.
And the biggest difference is that we're going through what is his best moment in his career.
Esto junto a una gran preparación y un enfoque en el campamento, yo creo que nos debe dar la victoria sin ningún problema.
That along with a great preparation, a great camp, will guarantee us victory come May 4th.
In his last fight, Canelo went up to 168 pounds and fought and beat a much bigger fighter in Rocky. Was that, or did you learn a lot about Canelo that night that you can apply to a bigger fighter on May 4th in Jacobs?
No, nosotros estamos enfocados en las 160 libras. El enfoque es barrer a las 160 libras. Estaba Jacobs, así quien esté en las 160 vamos a pelear a ellos, y este año queremos lograr el objetivo de ser el primer mexicano en conquistar los 4 títulos de los organismos más prestigiosos del mundo, y Jacobs está ahí, hay que ganar.
No, that fight had nothing to do with what we're presenting now. Our objective this year is to win all the belts, become the first Mexican world champion to unify in history, and Jacobs is there right now as the ABF champion. So May 4th is one step closer to unifying all the belts.
Aparte, casi todos los rivales de Saúl han sido un poquito más altos.
And besides, remember, most of his opponents have been taller.
How about we hear now from the trainer of Daniel Jacobs, Andre Rozier. When you look at Canelo Alvarez, what kind of fighter do you see, and how do you beat him?
You see a fantastic fighter, very talented, very gifted. And how you beat him is when he gets in the ring with Daniel Jacobs. Because in Daniel Jacobs, you have an extremely gifted, articulating, fast-moving, hard-punching middleweight. And he's not the average, he's the new middleweight. Big, tall, and intelligent. And that's what Canelo's gonna have to deal with on May 4th.
Do you feel like you need to knock Canelo out to win this fight?
I don't feel we have to knock him out. My son might feel he has to knock him out, but I think Danny is the best middleweight walking this planet. And his capabilities, his skill set, his ring generalship will be the issue that proves too much for Canelo on May 4th.
We've heard from everyone up here except for the 2 fighters. Would you guys like to hear from them? Let's start with the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs. You've seen Canelo fight several times. We know what he does well. What holes do you see in his game, if any, that you can exploit?
Well, at this level, obviously, there's very slim holes in Canelo's game, and I think that what I've said before as far as Canelo facing the best, he has. His resume speaks for itself. But one thing that we have to mention is that he might have fought a big dude before, he might have fought a talented guy before, or a fast guy, or a guy with a high boxing IQ. But he's never faced all of those things in one night, and that's what I believe I possess.
His last 2 fights against Triple G, the decisions were very controversial. I've read that you think that Canelo didn't win those 2 fights.
Correct, I agree. I think that it was a close fight, especially the second one, but I thought that Triple G narrowed it by a small margin. But it is mine, I got more love in Mexico, oh gosh. But it is my job to go in there and make a decisive win come May 4th, and I hope that all these fans that are cheering and rooting show up, because it's going to be an exciting fight, and we're going to give you guys exactly what you're looking for. So whether or not you're rooting for me, whether or not you're rooting for Canelo, we understand that it's our job to please you guys, because you're the paying fans that give us the career that we have. So I appreciate you guys, but ultimately, come May 4th, I have a job to do, and I look forward to being victorious.
The very classy Daniel Jacobs. Now let's hear from the lineal champion himself, Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people thought maybe you would wait a while to take this fight. Why Daniel Jacobs now?
Primero que nada, gracias a todos por venir. Estoy muy agradecido con ustedes por todo el apoyo que siempre me brindan. ¿Y por qué él? Porque él representa un reto para mí. No, está en el camino de un objetivo que tengo, de hacer historia, de ser el primer mexicano en ganar los 4 títulos. Y está en el camino y por eso es que él hoy es mi rival. ¿Por qué? Porque quiero hacer historia y siempre para mí es importante darle a la gente este tipo de peleas, ¿no? Una pelea donde hay riesgo. Yo quiero que la gente siempre vaya a una pelea de Canelo y vaya con la idea de que puedo perder, puedo empatar o puedo ganar, pero que siempre se lleven una gran pelea para ustedes. Pero lo que sí les garantizo es que mi mentalidad siempre es ganadora y siempre les voy a dar grandes triunfos para ustedes.
First and foremost, thank you to everyone that showed up and that's always given me the love and support. To answer your question, why Daniel Jacobs? I know he's a tough opponent, I know he's a complicated, but he's a world champion. And I've always said, and I've always wanted to write history, and said, to be the best, you have to beat the best. This is no exception. I love challenges. I want the people to always know when they come to see my fights, they're gonna get the best fights. I may win, I may lose, I may draw. But I'll tell you what, you know that my heart is a winning heart. And that May 4th will not be an exception. I'm coming to win for you.
You heard what Daniel Jacobs had to say about your fights with Triple G. He also fought Gennady Golovkin and was put down once in that fight. Do you think you can knock Jacobs down as well?
En el boxeo todo puede suceder. Yo siempre me subo a noquear a mis rivales, a lastimarlos lo más que pueda, esa es la verdad. Desgraciadamente el boxeo es así, ¿no? Hay que lastimar lo más que se pueda a tu rival. A eso me subo y siempre busco el knockout. Siempre busco el knockout, pero también sé que se puede ir a la distancia, entonces me voy a preparar para cualquier cosa que se presente arriba del cuadrilátero, estar listo.
In boxing, anything can happen. And I always go out to look for the knockout because obviously winning by knockout is more spectacular, and that's what I want to give the fans, a spectacular finish. Anything can happen. I'm always prepared for that, and I'm ready to adapt.
Daniel, do you think you can put Canelo down?
100%. I believe I'm the bigger, stronger. I'm a fast guy. And I believe that I have the will and the desire to go inside that ring and be victorious. I've always stressed that I could knock Canelo Alvarez out and be the first to do so. I believe in my heart that I can be victorious. So whether or not that come by decision or knockout, I see myself having my hand raised by the end of the night.
And by the way, a lot of you probably heard this week that Bryce Harper signed with the Philadelphia Phillies for $330 million. And people are talking about it being the richest contract in sports. I'm here to tell you the richest contract in sports belongs to this man. 11 fights, $365 million. Canelo, with that much money, and considering your upbringing in Mexico, how are you able to stay humble and stay within yourself?
No, la humildad no viene de la mano del dinero. No, eso no se basa en si tienes o no tienes. La personalidad o el carácter que tienes o que tienes ya la tienes, ¿no? Hay gente, yo conozco gente que tiene mucho dinero y que son muy humildes. Aquí está uno que conozco que es muy amigo mío, a muchos más que son muy humildes, y también conozco mucha gente que tiene mucho dinero y no son, pero también conozco gente que no tiene nada y no son humildes. Entonces la humildad no se basa en el dinero, ¿no? A mí no me hace mal ni menos que nadie si tengo o no tengo.
Look, being successful and being humble can interact one with the other. I know a lot of people, like my friends here, that are very well, yet very humble. And I know some people that are not all that rich or successful and are not humble. It has nothing to do with it. It comes from principle and being humble.
On my way in here, one of your fans stopped me and said, since Canelo has $365 million, do you think he could buy us all a Tecate beer today before we go?
Es gratis para ustedes, las Tecates.
It's free for all of you.
And finally, what's your prediction for this fight? What will we be saying May 5th after this is over, Daniel?
We will be saying
Si quieren también una de Genesis.
Hold on, champ. The champ is
Sorry.
They'll be saying that there's a new middleweight king of the division, and his name is Daniel Jacobs from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York.